I wish I could have recorded that because that was perfect. Can I bottle you up?
Give you a testimonial with Mario Lopez.
Yes, please.
If you bring him, she'll bring a testimonial with Mario, for sure.
Can you imagine? You would die, wouldn't you?
I would.
No, thank you for pointing that out because we have to embrace food and all kinds of food. Healthy carbs. Carbs are not the enemy. Carbs are the body's preferred fuel source of fuel. So we should really learn to embrace them, learn to put them to better use than being afraid of them. So good carbs, good fats, good proteins, and sensible plans. And this particular diet is full of combinations that you can put together and enjoy, and they're simple. Simple recipes. Prayfit.com. We have a new recipe every week. So it's really phenomenal. And the body weight plan, the workout, simple exercises. They're difficult, especially because when you work with just your body weight, you never want to put a number. Say I'm going to just do 10 of these. No, your goal is your best because it's not going to take long to find that number. The body weight's pretty difficult to manipulate. There are a lot of gizmos and gadgets right now. On the market or in the gyms or whatnot. But we have yet to master our own body weight as resistance. And that's what's so cool about PrayFit. Simple exercises, doing your best, and then every week we introduce new exercises. You create a new little baseline for the week, and you have to beat yesterday's marks. So it's kind of a cool concept. Yeah.
Well, you were talking before the show, and you were saying this is not about losing weight necessarily. It's not that you're against it, and it's not a diet per se. So what is wrong with losing weight or being on a diet?
Well, there's really nothing wrong with obviously losing weight. If weight loss happens, great, because if blood pressure comes down, awesome. Those are just byproducts of obedience. We do need to shrink. We all, as a country, as a world, we need to shrink the waistline. And that's not necessarily, perfection is not the goal. It's not a better set of biceps. It's just a healthier version of who we were really meant and designed to be. And when we start making those small decisions, yeah, we might get toner arms and flatter stomach, which is great. All those obesity-related diseases are going to come down. Kids hopefully will be more active. But it's not until we make those tough decisions that any of that's going to happen.
Well, you said tough decisions. It's interesting. I was just reading a study this week. I think the link between those who are in debt and obesity. And I think there is a link there because it's like, debt is often about living beyond your means. Well, we eat beyond our means. Like the quantities of food and just and how much we eat and what we eat, it's beyond what our bodies actually need or what sort of energy outputs we need to have.
Absolutely. We eat more than we need. We're taking in more fuel. Like you say, I just read another statistic that those who overeat or who are obese, we obviously the fuel costs for transportation goes up. So everything is related. It's completely related. So there's so many things society-wide that can improve if we all just take better care of ourselves. It's amazing.
So what's the balance? Because you don't want to be obsessive about your weight and weight loss too. Because I know there's down the other side, there's people that are really extreme, and we've seen in those extremes people wanting to be too thin to fit into the stereotype of beauty. But then there's the other part of being obese. Like what would you say is sort of the good, healthy place to be? Especially as a woman, because we're all about body and how we look and all the media images and things that come at us, but to be in the good place, what would you say?
Yeah, that's really when we need to spend time on our knees, really making sure that our motives are good, our heart's in the right place, making sure that we're in it for the right, for the right reasons. It's a quick little story, but talking about that balance of perspective. I've been, in some really awesome places in LA and the jobs that I've had, and I was actually in an office setting. In fact, I love telling this story, but I was editing an article, and I saw the founder of bodybuilding and fitness, Joe Weider, come out of his office one night, and he's bent over using a walker, and he walks right in front of a statue of himself in his prime, and his chin was up and chest was up, and he walks right in front of it, and it's really late at night, his palatial office, and I see him walk in front of that, and it dawned on me as I sit back, and I thought, what, life's not about the body. It's really not about the body. Here I am in this fitness industry, holding great titles, working with celebrities, that y'all love and adore and keep thinking about as I sit here.
How did you know? Wait a second. Oh.
But it's not about the body. So we need to pull that back. We need to pull back the whole perfection, but at the same time, those of us who have neglected it just because, hey, listen, you know, it's
Yeah.
it's really about what's on the inside. It's true. We need to melt those two things together and find that happy
Well,
medium.
you said it before, peacemaker. You know, we don't need pacemakers, we need peacemakers. And I think for so many people, and you know, myself included, like that whole thing can often be a struggle. And we need peace. We need peace in our lives. Where does that fit? How do you get that?
Well, you know, I mean, truly, you know, with our faith first, when we truly, I mean, we can probably all say we're at our best when we've put, you know, our faith first, truly. And then everything kind of falls into place. We have better relationships when we put faith first. We have, you know, better on the job, you know, associations. Our health starts, when we have what's most important first, everything else starts to have a different paradigm to it. And the same thing kind of happens with what we're eating. You know, it's very difficult to say, listen, I'm gonna do good for God, I'm gonna be faithful, and yet we overindulge in this area. We have to start thinking, you know what? Our health can be a means of praise. You know, we pray, you know, we can praise with our money or we can praise with our time, but we've yet to kind of step over the line where we say, you know what? These bodies are gifts. You know, how am I taking care of it? Am I using it the best way? Am I using it as a means of praise? And you know what? If that's the case, what kind of sacrifices am I making? Am I willing to make with my time, with my energy, with my food? You know, what kind of an example am I making? So, no, it's a balance we all need to find, and that peace that we need to seek. The peacemaker. I like that opening.
Yeah,
You like that
that's
opening.
good. That
too.
was
Yeah,
good.
that's
Good one.
It's very catchy, actually.